If you want to buy a home during the government shutdown, here's what you need to know. For the most part, most loans are functioning normally. So conventional loans, FHA, VA, jumbo, non-QM loans should be operating completely fine and closing with no issues. However, if you're getting a 0% down USDA loan, that is going to be held up right now. The reason USDA is paused at the moment is USDA is the only loan that requires direct government approval to get this, because after your lender approves you for the loan, that loan has to then be verified by someone at USDA, and that's completely on pause right now. So USDA is not going to work until after the government shutdown. Now, if your home needs flood insurance, the National Flood Insurance Program is paused. However, you can still get your loan closed. You can still buy a house even if you don't have full flood insurance. So what's going to happen is you apply with the NFIP. All you have to do is prove that you applied, and then you can still close on your home, and then it gets verified after shutdown that you have the applicable insurance. Now, if you're an employee that has been furloughed, you can absolutely still buy a house. There's been a new update with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who oversee conventional loans. So what they're saying is the verbal verification is waived. So normally what happens for a loan closing is your lender has to call and make sure that you're still working. So that got waived. That's not required anymore. Also, older pay stubs before you got furloughed can be used. That way you can still buy a home, and then the lender's just going to verify your employment after the shutdown. Now, if the shutdown extends into November, then what will happen is lenders will require reserves, meaning they want to see enough money in your bank account that shows that you can still make the mortgage payments between when you bought the home and when you're going to be working again. Now, the one big unknown that we have with government shutdowns is what's going to happen with rates. Shutdowns typically don't have a huge impact on mortgage rates, but the longer it gets extended, the more volatile rates can be. We can see here when the government shutdown started versus where rates are at, they're relatively flat with both FHA and conventional loans.